Sky Squad, we are back in the building, and you know it is time for Love and Marriage Huntsville to get back started. When the cast members start going live and doing the interviews, and the new season is right around the corner, aka next weekend. And so, of course, your girl Destiny happened to hop online and answer some questions. Okay, people had questions. Destiny had some answers. So we're going to discuss that, and we're going to discuss how Garcelle Bouvet is playing chess and not checkers with these ladies from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh, yes, we're going to get into it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, but let's tap right on in. So Destiny recently hopped on her live, and she actually had conversations with, several viewers, some notable content creators like Marcella Speaks, which we will get into in just a second. Now, one of the things that she addressed was if she is a character witness for Martell in Martell's custody battle with Melody. She says, I am not, as I keep saying, I got my own ish. I don't have time to be going to court for somebody else to be a character witness. Do I think that they're great parents in their own right? Yes. That's not my place to go and be a character witness for somebody. That's not my place. She says it came from nowhere and I refuted it multiple times. And then it turned into I wrote a letter of declaration. Somebody DM'd me about it. So, one, Martell never said that. Two, you cannot write a letter of declaration to a court hearing or to a judge and not testify. If that's the case, people have to use their common sense. Anybody can write a letter to declare something and it be admissible in court. It don't work like that. Okay. Now, with regards to whether or not she's been intimate with Martell, this also came up because a lot of people have been wondering if there was any romantic feelings or any intimate past with Martell. And she says, I don't like to answer stupid questions, but the answer to that I've said over and over is no. Okay. So it was also asked why she is seen on the show telling Martell repeatedly information about Melody to Martell. And she says, just so you just said I'm on a reality show and we're all personalities on this show. How would you know anything that's going on if I didn't have conversations with other castmates? You wouldn't, because that's how the show is produced. So in certain instances, it's my job to talk about certain things. Now, she addresses the money that Melody gifted to her that we all knew about. We've all heard about this. She says Melody gifted, or I guess gifted because she put it in my account without me even knowing, and the amount that was said was not accurate. There was sponsorships that were paid for. If that's the case, then I owe a couple of people on the show money, and they owe me money because we all sponsor these events as business owners. She then says, so to answer your question, in the moment, I felt that the person was being a good friend. And the other part of that, the number being quoted is not accurate. So she did confirm that, yes, Melody gave her money for event sponsorships as well as unpaid bills. And since she did not ask for the money, she doesn't feel any need to repay Melody since it was all gifted. Okay. Now I will place the link for the article in Urbanville Mag so you guys can read this for yourself, as well as the video from the YouTube page. I think it's What's Happening. I will place it in the link for you guys to watch because they happen to capture a lot of the live that Destiny did, especially the part where Marcella really got into some questions about Destiny and her life as we see it on the show. Marcella, who I think many of us probably agreed with, is asking Destiny to show up and show more of her real life and reality as it relates to the show. Answer questions, as openly and transparently as possible, especially with regards to her marriage ending, which we do know she could not really speak much about. But, I think viewers just, and I feel like I speak for at least myself as well, people want to know more about Destiny as she is playing an integral part on this show. So whether that's via social media, via lives, I think Marcella hit the nail on the head when she said people want to see more of Destiny. And maybe these lives are the way to do that. Going live, recapping the show, as we've stated, it can get some people into trouble like it has Dr. Heavenly, but at least for a lot of people like Candy, I mean, it's able to fill in gaps that we as viewers of the show don't always necessarily understand. And I feel like, a lot of times it would do well for the show as well, because then we can get some answers to questions that we, really, really need. Okay. Now, I want to move on to our next story, and that is about Garcelle Bouvet. Now, many of you guys know we have had a lot of issues that have come up over the past week, to the point where Real Housewives of Beverly Hills feels like a toxic show to watch. And I don't know if it's toxic just because of the ladies' interactions on the show, Erica Jane cursing out a 14-year-old, threats being made against Garcelle's son, and then subsequently cast members, and then subsequently cast members' children. And then, of course, the constant sort of pile on and gang ups that we see on the show. And then the ladies taking the social media and adding fuel to the social media fire. I feel like a lot is going on, and Garcelle is at the center of a lot of it. So it's interesting to me, or it will be interesting to see how the Fox Force reacts when they see that Garcelle is filming with the Lisa Vanderpump. Why is this important? For those of you guys who are really, really deep, deep invested fans of Beverly Hills, you will know that those Fox Force ladies cannot stand Lisa Vanderpump. And Lisa Vanderpump left that show because of the shenanigans of the Fox Force. And for the Fox Force, people who don't really understand who that is, that's what Kyle, Dorit, Lisa Rinna, Erica Jane, and the now ex-housewife Teddy Mellencamp used to call themselves. And they still somewhat, that name has stuck around for them because they really just all seem to be in alliance with one another, to protect each other's secrets, to have each other's backs, and to pile on to anyone else that they deem a threat or the weakest link on the show. Period. So it'll be interesting to see the reactions. And I bet you that anything right now, that piece of a group chat between the Fox Force is ablaze right now as they are preparing for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. Oh, I can only imagine. And one of the reasons why I would imagine that Garcelle is filming with Lisa Vanderpump is likely because of her son, who we learned earlier in the season got a job working for Lisa Vanderpump, and her son basically posted an IG story that said, and his name is Oliver, for those of you guys who don't know, he said pump, and then he had cameras rolling and a smiley face. So that leads many to wonder if he's going to actually be featured on the new season. One can only tell, okay? Especially now that Garcelle is filming. And a shout out to our friends over at Queens of Bravo for picking up this bit of information. But it is definitely going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the ladies react once they read about this, because they are going to be in quite the tizzy. All right. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the description down below. I feel like Garcelle is playing a very long game, and I really am. I'm digging what I'm seeing, because I feel like there's a plan in motion for her. And I feel like I sort of see it all coming together right now. But it'll be interesting to watch it all unfold and watch these girls scramble, okay, as a result of this. Make sure you guys keep it locked onto the channel for more. Let me know what you guys think about these stories and all of that in the description, in the comment section down below, and I will catch you in the next video.